I built my physique with 2 to 3 short workouts per week. My name is Rio and I'm the founder of Polarity Fitness, where we help busy men transform their bodies with minimal time commitment. In this video, I'm going to take you through a day in the life of a minimalist lifter. So every single day I naturally awake at 7 a.m. Reason being is because I don't set an alarm, so I naturally just let myself wake up. I believe that if you want to get the best quality of sleep and the best quantity of sleep, you don't want to wake up by an alarm clock. You want to just let your body wake up naturally. If you do wake up by an alarm clock, you didn't really get your full quota of sleep. So after I wake up, I take a shower and then I grab my coffee. I drink coffee for 2 reasons. I fucking love the taste of it and it gives me lots of energy. So right now we're headed to my home gym to hit my first workout of the week. So I'm gonna do some flat bench, some barbell rows, some incline bench, some biceps, and some rear delts. So right now I'm doing a 3-day per week upper lower upper split that revolves around brief but intense workout routines that are focused on the big compound exercises, and I'm doing just 2 sets per exercise. So my workout philosophy basically revolves around quality over quantity, or in other words, intensity over volume. So what is intensity? What is volume? Volume refers to the amount of sets and the amount of exercises that you do in each individual workout. Intensity speaks to how hard and how much effort you put into each individual set. And so I focus on reducing the amount of sets, the amount of exercises, and the overall volume of each individual workout session. And instead, I focus on pushing the reduced amount of volume that I do with maximum focus and intensity. And that allows me to spend very minimal time in the gym because I focus on quality over quantity. And I can basically replace volume with more intensity. As a minimalist lifter, I place huge value on recovery. So what most people don't realize is that muscle is built during the recovery process. It's built on your rest days. And so I believe that if you want to gain muscle as fast as possible, you want to have more rest days than training days each week. Most people train way too frequently and they don't give their bodies enough time to recover and grow between workouts. And so when you're training just 2 to 3 times per week on brief workout routines, you have so much recovery time. And that allows you to recover between workouts and step into each workout fully fresh, fully recovered, which allows you to train much harder and stimulate more muscle growth as a result, and achieve consistent progressive overload, which is ultimately the holy grail of muscle building. So when I come back from the gym, I like to eat a light meal, and I tend to eat very light throughout the day and avoid eating too many carbs throughout the day just because I like to feel very focused and light. So what I tend to do is I save most of my calories and my carbs for the evening in order to go to bed feeling full and satisfied. And I try to structure my diet in a way that's not gonna affect my focus throughout the day so that I can focus on getting things done. So the best diet is the one that you can stick to. And so what I tell guys is that there are 3 core nutrition principles that you need to hit on every single day, and outside of those core principles, you can do whatever you want. And so those 3 principles are your calorie intake, your protein intake, and an emphasis on healthy food. And so as long as you're hitting on those principles most of the time, you're going to get the result you want. And so the biggest issue that guys fall into when it comes to nutrition is that their diet plans are unsustainable. And I have a saying when it comes to fitness and nutrition, which is that if you can't see yourself doing it for life, then don't do it for a day. And so I remember back when I was getting into fitness, there are multiple different dieting approaches that I would follow, right? I tried keto, I tried paleo, I tried fasting, I tried all these different things. And yeah, I was able to stick with it for a month, maybe 2 months, but it felt like I was constantly taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back, to where I could sustain it for maybe a month or two, I'd get some results, but I'd always fall off the wagon and rebound back to my old habits, because the diet was not something I could see myself doing long term. So after I eat, I like to get some work done for about 4 hours. So right now I'm working on the Polarity Fitness community, which is free to join, by the way, first link in the description. And then after that, I'm gonna go for a little walk. So the reason why I love walking so much is because it is by far the most effective cardio that you can do if your goal is to improve your body composition and build an aesthetic physique. And there are 2 reasons for that. So the first reason is that walking has no effect on your appetite. So it helps you burn more calories and induce a further calorie deficit, but without increasing your appetite. And so from my experience, the more intense forms of cardio, like going for runs, doing high intensity interval training, doing circuits, they tend to increase your appetite, which causes you to eat more. And that actually caused me to gain weight at the beginning of my fitness journey when I was focusing on these various cardio forms. And so if your goal is to stay lean, you need to avoid activities that increase your appetite. And so the second reason is because walking is low intensity by nature, so it doesn't interfere with your strength training, which is where all of your focus needs to be if you want to build an aesthetic physique. And so as natural lifters, we have limited adaptational reserves and resources. And so if you're doing high intensity interval training, you're playing 3 different sports, you're running on the treadmill, you're going for runs, you're being spread too thin. Your body's having to adapt to all of those different activities. And so if you take your limited adaptational reserves and your resources and you just apply it into strength training, you're going to make way faster progress in your muscle building. So after my walk, I usually eat dinner. And so my dinner meal is almost always the same. It's always rice, potatoes, pasta, with a protein source, usually either chicken breast or ground beef or steak. You'll notice that this meal is massive. And so the way I structure my meals throughout the day allows me to eat big meals in the evening. That's just my preference. And if you're someone with a massive appetite like me, you'll prefer to eat light throughout the day and save most of your calories for later in the evening so that you can consume big meals. If I were to eat small meals every couple hours throughout the day, I would never feel satisfied. For some people with smaller appetites who struggle to eat enough, that's a great option. But if you have a big appetite and you don't like eating small, like I don't like eating small meals, I like eating big. And so the only way to eat big meals within a confined calorie target is to save most of your calories for later in the day and then fill up on big meals in the evening. So right now it's 8 o'clock, which means it's time to open up the hub, get busy. Nah, we're just relaxing, watching some fucking friends, winding down for the day. Sometimes I read, sometimes I just watch some shows until I pass out. Today I'm just watching some shows until I pass out. And that's pretty much it, guys. I pretty much work for most of the day. Then, I eat dinner, and then after I eat dinner, I pretty much carb up. That's my big heavy meal. After that, I just want to pretty much do nothing and just relax and sort of wind down. Usually for me, that involves like watching a show or reading, depending on how I'm feeling for the day.